What's up guys, welcome to this POV review by AutoTopNL. My name is Max and we are here today with another car by HG Motorsport, the VW Golf GTI, with some very cool modifications. As you can see, it's an episode of how low can you go, because it has been lowered by quite some margin. It has different suspension, springs and dampers I think, or just springs maybe, different wheels, SF hoses. It has a turbo from a Golf R, it has an ECU tune, it has a different intercooler, a different air intake, a different exhaust and a different downpipe. So there's quite a nice sound coming from those exhaust tips at the back. All in all, I mean, it's quite a sort of a German tuner car, because they absolutely adore the Golf GTI. Of course, it's practically holy in Germany, so they really love their Golfs, especially the GTI. So let's start it up. I'll open the window. So there's quite a nice sound coming from this car, which is, you know, the normal GTI, the standard GTI sounds kind of boring, but this one is pretty cool. So quite a nice sound. We're in sport mode and the gearbox is in sport as well. We are going this way. So this car now has 390 horsepower, which is really nice. And because of that, I mean, that's a lot of power for a Golf GTI. The Golf R has 310 horsepower now I think, but it's a bit heavier as well. And this car just feels so nimble and agile and light and playful. Of course, because it has front-wheel drive instead of the all-wheel drive system of the Golf R, the RS3. This is much more playful, and it's more or less a struggle to get that power down. I did switch off the traction control, or it's in sport mode, but this is really cool. Man, it's quick. This is quick. I'm sure you would be able to keep up with a lot of cars in this little GTI. We are taking it on the Autobahn later on, so in this review. But if you want to see other videos of this car, you can subscribe by clicking on the little icon in the bottom right corner. If you haven't yet, you would be really supporting us, so would be appreciated. Man, this is quick. It's so... It responds to your throttle inputs really quickly, and that really gives you that feeling that the car is a bit on edge and always ready to go. So let's turn around here. I always have with the Golf GTI, we drove a couple of them over the past few years, one quite recently. The problem is that it's too nice, it's too sort of distant and easy, and it's a bit dull, let's be honest. I mean, it's a great car. It's a great car to drive every day, because it's quite quick and it's practical and it's okay, but you know, as a real driver's car, as a sort of a sports car, hot hatchback, it's a bit dull. And this Golf GTI is everything but dull. I mean, other than the fact that it's really quick, it sounds a lot better. The power output, of course, is very high, so you have that turbo feeling of that push in the back from that when the turbo spools up. And because it's lowered and has stiffer suspension, it handles better as well. You have more contact with the road, and you feel more like you actually are doing something instead of just along for the ride. So, man, this is cool. I really like this. I really do. So let's turn around again. So it does understeer a bit when you get on the power too soon out of a corner like this. There it goes. Then there's a nice bang from the exhaust. But you really have to manage the power and be sort of gentle with the throttle. And that's a cool aspect, because that means that you are really involved in driving it. So, because this is so quick, I think we should take it to the Autobahn right now. So, welcome to the Autobahn and the VW Golf GTI by HG Motorsport. Well, as you could see, 380, 390 horsepower in a Golf with front wheel drive is a bit much for the launch control to cope with, but when you get going, it is quite quick. So we're at 230 now, very easily 240, and I mean, because it's such a light car and you have all that extra power, I mean, this is practically RS3, Audi RS3 power in a much lighter car, because a Golf GTI only weighs about 1300 kilograms, while a Golf R and an Audi RS3 are north of 1450 kilos. So as I said, it has a different exhaust, different intercooler, different intake, different ECU tune, and it has the turbo of a Golf R. It also has some stiffer suspension. It has been lowered. It's quite firm, but I mean, that suits the Golf really well. Wow, it's really agile. You just throw it in and adjust. So because I am in sport mode right now, so let's switch to comfort. Because I switched to comfort now, the exhaust valves are closed, so they open when you switch to sport mode. So let's do sport for this bit. And you do feel at lower speeds that power is a bit much, but man, it's fun. So as you can see, it's quite busy here. It's just a couple of seconds full throttle and then something like this happens, and people drive in the middle while they can easily drive on the right lane. So it's a lot of holiday traffic, but Martijn just managed a run getting up to 270 kilometers an hour almost, and it did have some juice left. So very impressive from this Golf GTI. And all in all, I mean, even with those lower and stiffer springs, it's still quite a nice ride. I mean, this is a really nice Autobahn, but still, for such a small car with that stiff suspension, it's really impressive. So the way this car picks up, we're at 180, 200 already, 210, 220, 230. I mean, this is impressive. 240. That is really, really cool. So unfortunately, this is our exit. And unfortunately, it's a bit too busy. So I think this car might be capable to going up beyond 290, 295 kilometers an hour, which is insane in a Golf GTI. So great tune by the guys at HG Motorsport. All those parts are available at their web shop, so if you're interested, take a look. And well, I appreciate you watching this video. Hope to see you at the next one. And subscribe if you haven't yet to support us. We would really like that as well. So thanks guys, see you at the next one. Bye.